Very good afternoon to every one of you. I am Dr. Arvind Kumar from India. I am MBBS, then MD in medicine, Doctor of Medicine, followed by DM super specialization in medical oncology, and I am a practicing medical oncologist, cancer physician since last 14 years, 15 years. Today, I am making this video after being on continuous water only fast for last 3 days, around 72 hours. Before going for my fast break, I just thought of making this video. It's not the first time that I have done 3 days of water only fast. Previously I have done around 4 days of water only fast, followed by a 10K marathon. In this today, I do have cheated myself with 2 cup of tea, morning cup of tea, today and day before, today and yesterday. Though it was not for hunger, but it was for the addiction of tea, which tempted me. Today morning, I felt small bit of hunger, but still I'm in my hospital, I'm in my chamber, and still it's not that I did fasting for 2 days and I thought that I should go for a rest. My energy level was better, and today is the third day and my energy level is today far better, and I'm feeling a bit euphoric. Why euphoric, I will tell in the later part of the talk. And it didn't happen all of a sudden. Since I started doing it from early part of Feb of 2022, from 4 meals a day, 5 meals a day. If I would have to counted, it would have been meals and snacks combined. It would have been between 7 to 10 times a day. The time from I wake up till the time I go to my bed, something was going in my mouth. I was hypertensive since 2017, and I'm off my drugs from mid of 2022. And today I am making this video. We are in the entire of India, there is a Navratra Hindu festival, Lord Rama. We do fasting for in the worship of Lord Rama. Navratra, the auspicious days of the Hindus. And today I am going to break my water only fast, though with 2 cup of tea. And I just wanted to make this video because just to tell something, to read something is very good, but you do the same thing and then you tell someone else to do, that makes a difference, a lot of difference. So very brief, I won't take much of your time. I will try to be very brief, and I will discuss the salient, the biggest benefit of fasting. If I started discussing the benefits of fasting from, it will my talk won't end even after 3 to 4 hours. I was hypertensive in 2017. From 1 drug to 2 drugs, 2 drugs to 3 drugs, my diastolic blood pressure was never 85, 88, 90. Being a doctor, I know that after 10 years, 15 years, what's going to happen to me in organ damage. But few of the diseases which we see, the cause is idiopathic, the cause is not known in the medical science. Slowly we are going to decipher. We have now started deciphering the cause of the diseases, like chronic diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, hypertension. Once end organ damage has occurred, these preventive modalities will not be effective. And before I go into the benefits, I am a doctor. If you, as a lay person, want to go into a fasting mode, it should be gradual, from 7 to 8 times a day to 1 meal after 72 hours. It didn't happen all of a sudden. Gradually I entered into it. If you are running a bike or a car at 140 speed and you get a sudden break, you will fall down, you will have an accident. The same thing is here. It should be gradual. The body adopts gradually. Sudden breaks, the body, it has to fail. Sooner it will fail. And again you will have a belly, pot belly. My pot belly was like this. So, what are the biggest benefits of fasting? The biggest benefits of fasting is that it decreases the chances that you will get a chronic diseases like blood pressure, diabetes, or else you are having a blood pressure or diabetes. There are high chances that you will be off medications. When we keep on eating, the pancreas releases insulin. Time a food item goes into the mouth, the pancreas senses it. The body is a supercomputer, it senses. Pancreas just starts working, it releases insulin. The insulin goes and digests your food. It metabolizes the glucose, and your glucose level is normal. You are happy. You are happy that I am not a diabetic, I am not hypertensive. My neighbor has diabetes. I can eat 8 to 10 times a day. But what happened? Your pancreas is continuously running. After every 2 hours, 3 hours, something is going into your mouth. The insulin level is never coming down. It is working whole day. It's like a horse which has to carry loads day 24 hours to and fro. The pancreas releases insulin, so your glucose is normal, your insulin level is at a higher level. This glucose level will suddenly go up, not suddenly, after 20 to 25 years, maybe 10 years you will develop diabetes if combined with a sedentary lifestyle. Now, when we go into the fasting mode, the insulin level decreases. Now, what's the hell and heaven difference between the insulin level? Insulin is the main culprit. It is the main ringmaster. It leads to increased BP, it leads to increased chances of diabetes, increase in your blood sugar. How? Persistently elevated insulin level leads to smooth muscle proliferation. It leads to constriction of the blood vessels that leads to blood increase in the blood pressure. So once your insulin level is low, the blood vessels will be dilated at a much greater level and the blood pressure will be checked. Now, regarding diabetes, it decreases daily higher level of insulin for many years. It leads to increase in insulin resistance. How it occurs? Suppose this is the cell and there are insulin receptors, and 24 hours, out of those 24 hours, only the time when you are sleeping, the insulin level is elevated. So these all receptors are blocked. One receptor, one insulin, it is blocked. And this insulin has its role is to bring the glucose inside the cell. Suppose there is only one door and I tell 20 people to come inside at a time. 20 people can't come. Maximum 2 people through this small door can come inside this room. So it doesn't matter how much your insulin, the pancreas keeps on releasing. This high amount of insulin as compared to the insulin receptor leads to insulin resistance. The insulin is floating, but it can't do its job of taking the glucose because the receptors levels are fixed. So it can't lead to further glucose entry into the cell. That leads to increase slowly. Now you are going for glucose tolerance. The glucose level slowly starts rising after many years. For many years the insulin was at a higher level. The pancreas was working tirelessly. To keep your glucose level down, but now that system has given away. The receptors are fixed. More insulin level. Now this increase in the insulin level creates all the chronic catastrophe of insulin, loss of insulin sensitivity, means insulin is there. In diabetes, the insulins are there. None of your doctor will tell you to get your insulin level checked. They tell you to get your fasting blood sugar, PP blood sugar, HbA1c, your urine sugar test, urine ketone test. None of your doctor will test. The Diabetic Association different says that we can't standardize the insulin level. The insulin level, none of the doctors recommend. If you get your insulin level, the common population, almost 95% will have your insulin level elevated. And this elevated insulin level for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years leads to loss of insulin sensitivity, other words, insulin resistance. Why? The pancreas is working full day, insulin level higher, the cells, the insulin receptor are fixed. I have only one door, but if I tell that, if suppose I have a horse carriage, I have only one carriage, and I buy 20 horses, the same thing happens here. The 19 horses are useless. Maximum I can use 2 or 3 horses, 8-hour shift. The same thing happens here. The insulin level is elevated, now the receptors are saturated. It can enter a fixed amount of glucose only into the cell, and now hyperglycemia, slowly your glucose level starts rising, and now you become thinking that I am diabetes. The process has started 10 years back. So insulin leads to increase in blood pressure, insulin leads to increased insulin leads to increased insulin resistance. So once you go into the fasting phase, like intermittent fasting or once in a month prolonged fasting, 48 hours, 72 hours, the insulin sensitivity increases, your blood pressure falls, and I am the living example. I got cured my hypertension. I am off medications for last 2.5 years, around 2.5 years. My diastolic BP was never below 85, never, even in resting stage, and now it's around 70. Apart from this, fasting decreases the chances that you will get cancer in your lifetime. Really. 2016 Nobel Prize was given for autophagy to Yoshinori Yoshimi. 2016 Nobel Prize, Japanese scientist, and he connected the dots. Simple dots. The science was this for last 5,000 years. You go for a Hindu civilization, Hindu Vedic history, go for a Muslim, go for a Christians, every community has a fasting in their culture. Auto, self, phagy means to eat, phagocytosis, self-eating. Today world, what we have done? We keep on eating, just as I said, keep on eating, we have money, we are living in an era of abundance. And if someone is doing fasting, we make a joke of him. So you keep on eating for 25, 30 years like this, the body never goes in a phase of scarcity. Now when we are fasting, the brain senses, the kidney says, the liver says, the brain says that I want the nutrition, I want the energy is ATP, the currency of energy in your body is ATP. They say that I want the energy. You do fasting, I don't have to, but the gut will go into silent phase. The gut will go into hibernation. Brain, kidney, liver, they want energy. So once the glycogen stores, once you go into the fasting, the initial 24 hours, just to, I missed to tell this, the glucose is used in the initial couple of hours, then the stored glycogen is used, and when the glycogen is used after 24 to 48 hours, the fatty acids in your body, what we say, the visceral fat and the belly fat, they start burning. Now once these all are burned, and after many couple of months, if you have been practicing this, the body, now tell the body to its system that go and check what are the unused, the damaged particles which are not of our use, go and burn it and get your energy. So the body senses lots of damaged particles, that is called organelles, in our cell. They are kept. They have been accumulating for last 10, 15, 20 years, and that damaged organelle are mainly mitochondria, and the mitochondria role is to get, they are the powerhouses of the cell. They generate ATP, they generate energy. So our mitochondria is already damaged. Now the body senses those and they burn it. I am using layman term. They utilize it, phagocytosis, and through that they get it ATP, and now the body starts making new mitochondria slowly after few months, few years. And these new mitochondria now rejuvenates you, and at the same time you get rid of the all damaged organelle, all damaged reactive oxygen species, ROS, reactive oxygen species, free radicals. Suppose you have a big house, you are a very rich person, you keep on buying things, putting here and there in your house. The house looks, your room looks congested. Once you clean up the mess, and very few particles, very few items which are of use you keep in your room, the room looks light and it's look more beautiful. Similarly with our body, all the damaged organelles which we have kept on gathering since many years during the phase of fasting to survive, just to survive, the body get rid of all the ROS, reactive oxygen species, damaged organelles. Now the body makes new organelles. After 3 days of fast, you will feel very light after a couple of episodes. Now, this Japanese scientist Osunori Osumi connected the dots, and he told that this increase in autophagocytosis during fasting decreases the chances of cancer. Yes, a deadly cancer, you will have less chances of getting cancer just by doing fasting. The chances that you will get cancer in your lifetime will decrease dramatically because of activation of autophagy, and we have deactivated this system for many couple of years. Our ancestors didn't knew the science before behind this, but they used to follow this. These lights were not there. After 6 p.m. there was very little light. They used to take dinner in the night, and in the morning once only one meal. There was no meal in the farmland. There was no meal. They used to work for 8 to 10 hours. Physical activity we have generally nullified. I won't go into the physical activity. But we have stopped fasting. Today I am discussing of just fasting. We have stopped fasting, and so we have deactivated this defense mechanism of autophagy, a simple mechanism that has chances of decreasing your getting a cancer. Cancer was not a common disease 100 years back, rare disease. Now cancer is common, like diabetes, blood pressure, like this, it's very common. You go in your neighborhood, you will find that XYZ, his relatives are having cancer. No, it was not before 70, 80, 100 years before. So, and also after third day, today is the third day, I am feeling a bit euphoric, because now my body is using ketone as a source of energy. My brain is dependent on ketone now. I am a regular, I do once in a month, 3 days water only fast. Now my brain is using ketone, and that's ketones. And along with also during fasting, BDNF is increased, brain derived neurotrophic factor. These two leads to a sense of well-being, sense of euphoria. My energy level, you can see, I'm just living, I'm giving a talk before you. I have taken the rounds of my 2 of the hospital buildings. I'm working the same way since last 3 days. My energy level, there is no down in my energy level. It's I'm still at my peak performance. So you feel euphoric. The same euphoria, the young teenagers, they go for drug abuse and thing. I'm feeling a bit euphoric due to this increased ketone levels. And it also, fasting decreases inflammation, means the joint pains and all those increases. So there are lots of, I told in the initial part of my talk that I will be try to be bit in a summarized manner my talk. I won't go into very detail. It's increases the arthritis. So fasting decreases the chances of chronic diseases like diabetes, blood pressure. It can also cure in some of the cases, in few of the cases, not almost. If you are having on drugs, you have to consult your doctor before going into any of the program. It should be always be gradual, always be gradual. It increases autophagy, the protective mechanism which we have completely forgotten in couple of last decades. It decreases the chances of you get a cancer. It decreases, it improves your arthritis pain, inflammation. It gives you a sense of euphoria. So a number of diseases are being cured, controlled by fasting, or else prevented. If you have to go into this program, if you are diabetic, hypertensive, cardiac diseases, chronic kidney diseases, I don't advise to go into fasting. If you are diabetes, hypertensive, without end organ damage, you can consult your doctor. Start slowly. The gist point is that start slowly, slowly, slowly. Today 3 days fast, 3 days water fast is just like I have tamed my hunger. I have tamed my hunger, except addiction for tea sometimes. Otherwise, I have tamed my hunger. I can go for another 2-3 days without feeling hunger, without drop in my energy level. And definitely, cancer is a deadly disease. I'm myself being an oncologist. Most of the cancer we diagnose in our scenario is stage 3 or 4, where we increase the life. So why not we practice such habits that will decrease our chances of getting cancer once we get older, or time being it decreases inflammation and many more innumerable benefits. I don't go into detail right now. I think this was my first video apart from my native language Hindi. This was the first video in English, and hope I will try to put further videos later on down the line. Thank you everyone. Thanks.